Chair, thank you for the ability to take a call on the commencements clause of the New Zealand Public Health and Disability Amendment Bill No. 2. I think it is right and proper that the opposition spokesperson for Women's Affairs gets to comment on this bill, as it does have quite a disproportionate impact on women. Mr. Chair, there are two primary issues that I wish to canvass in debating the commencement clause of this bill. The first one is that an issue that actually some other colleagues have made reference to when they were debating the title of this bill, but it is actually a commencement issue, and that is the fact that one of the impacts of this bill that we are debating today has already commenced. It's already commenced. It commenced yesterday, actually, and that is the part of the bill that takes away people's rights to go to the Human Rights Commission to hear their case heard about human rights and whether they are being regarded with regard to their ability to look after their loved ones with disabilities and to be paid for that. That right was taken away by this government yesterday. And here we are today debating when this bill is going to come into effect. And what the government says is that even though they took away the rights for people to actually lodge their case with the Human Rights Commission yesterday, that the payment part of this bill will not commence until some other date, yet to be determined, the date on which it is going to be given royal assent. And we don't know what that date will be, but it won't be yesterday. It will not be yesterday. And so here we have a situation where the payment part of the bill, the part that those 7 families fought so long for, and can I just take a minute to acknowledge and congratulate those families for their tenacity. It's certainly, I think, something that I want to celebrate, that New Zealanders actually don't lie down easily around this type of thing, and those 7 families are certainly in that category. So for 20 years this has been under debate, and the commencement is a date yet to be determined, but when royal assent is given, and we don't know where that might be. But, Mr. Chair, the point that I'm trying to make here is that it seems that the payment part of it comes in sometime after many families have had their right taken away, a right that even the Honourable Christopher Finlayson, one of the government ministers, says shouldn't happen under this bill. He has concerns about it because it's a fundamental right to go to the Human Rights Commission that has been taken away from families who are looking after loved ones with disabilities, and that right was extinguished yesterday by this bill. So that's the first point that I want to make. The second point I wish to make is I want to speak in favour of Ruth Dyson, the Honourable Ruth Dyson's SOP. Ruth Dyson is a very wise and experienced member of Parliament, and she has put forward an amendment that would ensure that there was a select committee process, that this bill could not commence until the public had had their right to be heard on it. And there is no stronger reason than what we've got sitting in front of us. This is the regulatory impact statement. And for those who may be watching this on the television, this is not a piece of abstract art that I'm holding up. Looks like it might be, but it's actually supposed to be one of the pages of a document that is supposed to inform this Parliament about the impact of the law that we are debating right now. It tells us nothing. And that is another, not just the main reason, but another reason why a select committee process is so important in this regard, because we have had all of this information withheld from this debate. And I believe, Mr. Chair, that the only way that we will get to the bottom of what this information might be is to hear from the families concerned. Not only the families who will be the recipients of the payment brought in by this bill, but those families who have been deliberately left out by this government. Because in this paper we do hear that the government had several options and it decided to go for a very narrow targeting of this bill. So we do need it to go to select committee, and that is why the Labour Party, through the Honourable Ruth Dyson, is insisting that the commencement date is not held until we actually get to the bottom of this. That page that I just held up might tell us what the impact is on women. We don't know. There's supposed to be a gender impact analysis done of all of these.
I call Carol Beaumont.
First opportunity I've had to speak on this bill, and I'm very pleased to be speaking on Clause 2, the commencement